Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Universal Show, a Diz Unlimited podcast presented by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Universal vacation. When you book with them, it costs you nothing extra on your trip, and you help support the channel and all the content that we produce here. So check them out, dreamsunlimitedtravel.com, for a free, no-obligation quote today. It's also brought to you by our Patreon supporters. If you want to learn more about how you can get exclusive content from different members of the Diz team, you can head over to patreon.com/DizUnlimited today and learn more about that. So thank you to all supporters out there. I am Ryno, and I am here today with a new face. This isn't Craig. This is Chloe.
This is not Craig.
Hi, Chloe.
Hi, Ryno.
Thank you for being here.
Of course.
We're going to learn more about Chloe in the coming episodes, but we're going to learn more, for those of you watching this, about our backdrop and what we're doing here, because we're kind of working on a new set for the Universal Show, yeah?
Yes. This is very much under construction.
Yes. So this
will be much better.
Sort of like a little.
Very soon.
You know what? We're in technical rehearsals.
Wow.
Much like,
I see what you did there.
Exactly. Just like the Universal Mega Movie Parade that started its technical rehearsals today on July 3rd, 2024. And that's actually what we're here to talk to you about. Chloe and I just witnessed it. Mm-hmm. We got a little bit wet because it started raining toward the end, but we're calling it hyper-theming. Immersion. Yes, immersion. Yeah, I love that.
It was great.
So we're going to talk about that today. And yes, there are going to be spoilers. So if that's something where you don't want to know anything about this parade and you want to go in blind, I would turn away now and just give us a thumbs up.
Blindly.
Yeah, so we're going to do that because I think the best way to have this conversation, for at least our viewers, our listeners out there, I don't think you're going to get the same thing out of this, so I'm just maybe going to cut this part out of the audio part, if I remember. If not, I apologize. But we're going to show you some highlights of the parade. I'm not going to show you the entirety of the parade. You can check that out right now on youtube.com/www.info. That is the Diz YouTube channel. Over there we do the parades, fireworks, shows, park benches, things like that. So check that video out if you want the full-length video. But here are some highlights from the Universal Mega Movie Parade. think, I feel like we just got to go in right away. I don't want to go top to. I mean, we'll end up going top to bottom. But I want the parade finished. I want your initial feelings, and then we'll get into specifics. Okay, we'll go.
All right.
We'll go one by one. We'll talk about the floats. We'll talk about the things. But right away, it was done. What was your mind saying to you? Did you like it?
I really, really enjoyed it. Yes, I had a feeling it was going to be good and big, and because it's the first new daytime parade that Universal's had in a long time. But I don't know. Can we talk about the parade floats right now? Because leaving on that high note, that was the most emotional I got in a parade in a long time.
I just like to get the emotional recap really quick, and so I feel like with you, for me, there was a point in the parade, and we'll talk about it in a sec. But from there, basically to the end, I was you that welling up, emotional,
lump in your throat.
And you're just I can't believe I'm watching this,
Right.
Yeah, and so and a big part of that is the floats, which we're going to talk about. I think we're just going to take you through the parade here, because I want to talk about things. I watched it, and a lot of things really stood out to me, good or bad, however we decide where we rest on it. But costumes, floats, music, things like that. Again, this is in technical rehearsal.
Yes.
They did announce that. I'm not sure when it comes out of that, if that's the end of July, if they even said that. I thought I saw something where it said the end of July, but I could be wrong.
I've heard that they're trying to get it completely up and running over the next week or two. But there were a few elements missing that we noticed at least. But it still is such a good parade. If I was a first-time guest and I only got to see it today, I still would have been completely happy seeing it.
I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, if this isn't the finished version, technical kinks aside, it is one of those where I was like, I thought this was a great parade.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
So let's go through it then. I want to know. So it starts out, and we've got a Universal, the Mega Movie Parade, the
Marquee.
The Marquee. That's a better word. Float that comes through, but they also have these dancers. I need to know, what did you think of these dancers' outfits? What was your initial thought? It's okay to be honest here. It's a safe space. I thought they looked a little weird. They were a little dated.
It's giving futuristic movie Usher, the way that the pleating is on the top, and they look like they're supposed to be a uniform, but it's a little bit show business.
Yeah. They had these. So for those of you listening, they had these very silver, kind of reflective, long sleeve shirts. That was the weird part. I think it was a neck to. It was very Mennonite. I don't know if that's the right word, but
no, yeah.
And I apologize if I'm offending anybody, but it was a very neck to wrist to ankle.
And then a really high slit for the ladies' skirts, because it was a long.
And they were long. And they had sort of old fashioned. But to me, I was kind of okay, is this sort of referencing or celebrating the fact that Universal is over 100 years old, right, at this point? So
right.
I don't know if that was the reference, but I mean, I liked that they were shiny, because I'm a simple person who likes shiny things.
They were giving holographic.
And during our
Sparkles.
performance, I will say one of the technical problems we were having is that there was no music being pumped through the park.
Right.
It was just coming from the floats, and the weird part about this is the dancers are before the Marquee float. And
so they were dancing to nothing. I mean, good for them, because
I was just oh,
they were into it, but
painful for them. So it did definitely start off a little awkward in that moment.
Right.
But this Marquee float, it kind of plays, little scenes from the movies on the side of it. You said something about it. You were like, oh, it's a little. I didn't love it.
It's a little, I mean, for an opener, I get it, and I liked they were really playing the fanfare really loud around it, the Universal fanfare theme song.
Yeah.
And they were playing clips. Yeah, they were playing clips of the movies on the LED screens along the side. It just looked it looks like a piece of a float to me. And for that to be the opener for how big these floats are, I don't know, I was expecting something else. The shapes and the look of it kind of reminds me of Great Movie Escape, the way that they the color and the industrial look a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of Art Deco.
Yeah.
So it kind of looks like it's a piece of a theater or something.
It kind of escaped.
Yeah, it escaped. Yeah. It was cool, but it's definitely not my favorite float. I would say it's my least favorite float, but that's okay. It's the intro. It's getting you in the mood to watch a bunch of
and it was
Universal.
followed up by, I feel like, here's the thing. I would say that this float of every float is the only float. I don't really think I have critiques for other floats necessarily. But this one would be
I have one for one.
Okay. This one is it's fine.
It's fine. It's no
because
opener.
it's followed up by one of my favorite Universal films, one of my favorite films, period.
I can't believe they opened with
which is
this.
Back to the Future, yeah.
I was so surprised
Did
they
you
opened
know
with
right away
this.
when they turned around? When you like turned
I saw the
around,
hoverboards and I was like,
yeah,
yep,
and the
done.
literal hoverboards. They are on. They're not even hoverboards. They're the other thing because they have the big wheel in the middle. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. Are those hoverboards too? I don't know.
I don't know.
But they had. I thought it was actually really cool because the helmets in the hoverboards, like one of them had like a big like neon mohawk. Their outfits were very neon. They were very like dated, futuresque.
Aren't those what they use for like the Three Good Fairies and Disney parades?
I have no idea.
I think it is.
What? I don't know. Who are the Three Good Fairies?
Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather.
They're on a float that spins around on the top right now.
No.
So I have no idea.
And Festival Fantasy.
Oh, I don't know.
They
could
have
be
like,
under it,
this is off
but
topic.
It was
I'm
cool.
so sorry.
It was cool. Well, this is the Universal show.
It is.
Apologies. I thought it was cool how they kind of came up against the back of the float, then like came back down, and then like scooted back up. So I did appreciate that. I love a weird, sassy sort of dance, and let me tell you, these Back to the Future dancers.
The costumes are fun.
I loved their little silver jackets with the radioactive symbol on it, with the like orange and the black, and then on the back, some of them had the flux capacitor, and it was just like one of those where the makeup, the orange eyeshadow, it is giving like 80s. Like I don't know, it's that celebration of it, and then this float behind it, I thought was so cool.
Oh my God, just blown away. Like this is probably, I mean. I can't compare favorite floats right now. I'm sorry. I'm still gathering my thoughts on the other ones.
You could just, at the end, we'll say what were highlights.
I was in shock that they opened with this one behind the marquee because I was expecting Back to the Future to be, later on with maybe some of the other big retro blockbusters.
Yeah.
But seeing this one right away, and I was like, oh my God, this is.
I thought it was really cool because I feel like. We don't get it has like a flux capacitor on the front of it. It's got the time circuits on the side of it, or the reference to the Lone Pine Mall on the side with the time. It's got the time machine, like almost a full size back half of a DeLorean blowing through a clock.
What got me though with this is seeing how. I mean, we're going to talk about it eventually with the other floats too, but how much they put into the face characters. This Marty and Doc.
I think Marty alone, we never get Marty in a park.
Right.
We always get Doc and everything. I've always wondered,
seeing them together was so special.
Yeah, I think this is the
great.
first time I've seen a Marty McFly in a Universal theme park.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, yeah, I thought they looked good. They like hugged when they were coming around the bend for us.
I got that. Yeah.
And so I was sweet. Like, it makes me emotional. I don't know. Did you see that video where Michael J. Fox was brought out to play guitar
for Coldplay, Fix You?
I know.
I think that's why we have such emotion. Oh no. Yeah. I think that's why we have such emotion for the character itself too, because of how important Michael J. Fox was to this movie and to our lore with this film, and to see that character represented in this park finally alongside his co-star it's special. It's really special. The clock tower on the back.
I thought the clock tower on the back was really nice. I love when a float doesn't forget about its caboose.
Yes. And the little license plate on the back too, the out of time.
There was like. I love when you can look at something and keep picking it apart. So I thought that was a really
I wanted
cool.
more time with a lot of these floats.
Yeah.
Like I feel like plus we're recording, so I just want to like sit in there and watch it without having to record.
I can't wait to watch it again. Yeah. I literally am like, well, I don't know if I want to go on the 4th of July, but I kind of do. But what was really, so this was followed up, I do think the flow, it was weird. So that's what you said, where you were surprised they opened. I think they opened with a nostalgia biter because they wanted to wedge the new stuff in the middle and then nostalgia at the end, which I don't think that was a bad idea.
No.
Because,
especially if you're walking and you're catching this on the fly. And
I will say this, so the music started to pick up a little bit at this point. You could start to hear it a little bit better. The Back to the Future part of the show had a little bit of the gonna go back in time, from the
musical.
Huey Lewis. Oh,
I heard that they played some of the music from the musical. That is the Huey Lewis
in the new song, so I don't know. Like, it's in the movie, but
other parts of the float.
I mean, so that was cool. But I thought maybe like that sort of blended kind of well into like the sing part, like the music.
Right.
I will say this. So Craig and I had talked about on I think on the last show is about how the sensational. Yeah, that show, like sometimes the blending in the music was like a little off or weird or something. This one, I think the parade on the whole, like it did really good going from like song to song to song, I thought.
Yeah. Despite the audio errors for it being in technical rehearsal.
I don't know about you, but the sing dancers like jumpsuits. I kind of want to own one of these.
Oh yeah. I know. I thought that about some of the other costumes. I was like, can these be in tribute store?
I know that you don't know Sing, or you're not a big fan of Sing.
I have not watched it yet.
In my household, we are. And my mom and my cousin, we all saw the movie in the theater and stuff, and like I like it. I think it's actually
cute.
It was one of those like surprisingly good movies, but it was fun. It had the two pigs, Edgar and I think it's Edgar, and I can't remember the other ones. And then it had the gorilla, who's the Taron Egerton. So this was one of the floats too that I think. It looked like almost where he was. So there was no music coming from the float,
Sadly,
really.
I felt so bad for them.
Yeah, because I thought they would have like "I'm Still Standing" or something, because that's what the gorilla. I cannot remember his name off the top of my head.
He's playing the piano. Nothing's coming out. The characters are waving and like dancing, and there's nothing coming out.
Definitely a screen behind his
definitely
piano
a
that's
screen.
not playing something.
Yeah. So bless them for being so enthusiastic with no audio.
But it's got that, and then it's got the secretary on the back. It's got the koala on the moon on the front, which I really like. So I thought, like, if you're a Sing fan, that's fun. And then that goes into another illumination. The Minions, which I thought was kind of crazy. It was just the Minions. There was no Groot. Oh, the girl. How do they say it on the internet? Gru. No, but he says ghouls.
Goyles,
like the ghouls, the hot Goyles summer. I don't know.
Steve Carell. This was really cute. I love the roller skaters, and then seeing the
like the bell bottoms and everything.
I love the bell bottoms.
It was very like 70s.
Yeah, it was really cute, and it's a whole disco theme.
Well, it was Minions through time.
Yes.
Because they had like the Napoleon Minion. There was the
mummy,
like the Eskimo-esque
Egyptian
ones. Yeah. Which I feel like is, I don't know what you're doing with that, but yeah.
This was the one float that I do have a few critiques.
Yeah, I'd like to
I hope that it gets a little better as the performers get more comfortable and the parade's running for more time, because I feel like they weren't moving that much. We could see that they're tethered to the center of their little dance floor, but I feel like they should be able to like go to the edge a little bit more.
Especially if it's a disco party. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then speaking of. Disco balls, mirror balls need to spin.
Oh, she is on a kick.
They need to spin.
She's on a kick.
I'm
with
sorry.
These lately.
It's just sitting there. We need it to spin. We need it to catch some light.
Well, it spun us around into the next section, which was the Kung Fu Panda.
Yes.
And this is where you can see where they enlisted, if you remember the original announcement about the parade, there was going to be poi performers in here, so that's what we got those, and then followed by some sort of
martial artists,
question mark.
Yeah. This is a cool moment that I caught because this that performer, she went up to a little girl beside me and she's like, "Do you want to see something cool?" And then she did a one-handed cartwheel like into the street area in front of the store, and that was really cool. She had lots of room to just like play around and do her one-handed flip, so that was cute.
Yeah, and I liked this float too. I thought it was very fitting of the area of the park and the movie itself.
Mr. Ping's noodle cart.
Yeah, I did. Mr. Ping was there. You got Mistress Tigress. Poe was on there.
Master Tigress.
Oh, Master Tigress. Jeez, why did I say Mistress?
I don't know. What kind of movie are you watching?
Lord, hello. What was that? Illumination After Dark. And then this led into Trolls, which I have to say the costumes for the dancers in this one was weird. Like it was.
No, I think it was cute. It was like old troll dolls. Like you think of like the 90s.
It looked like their costumes were made out of pot holders. Like someone crocheted all their sweaters and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, this style is 1000% you. I feel like it's very vintage, very
bright 70s.
It is very in theme with the movie. So I do very much appreciate that. You really liked this float though because it had what was the Catterbus?
I mean, the Catterbus. We have that with Troller Coaster now in DreamWorks Land, and that is probably, my favorite part of the land is that face, seeing that go around the track. No, but this was,
something like that.
It's so vibrant and fun, and the characters are sparkly themselves. Like, I actually have not seen a Trolls film.
Me neither.
I need to, because I just love the look of this. So the sparkly gems all over it, the rainbow neon, tiny diamond on the back.
Yeah.
Wait, there's another mirror ball on that. Was that spinning?
This mirror ball on this one was, important. It was not.
Wait. Was that playing?
It's not. Yeah, it was. It's not moving. I can
Okay.
tell it's not moving in the video. Sorry.
All right, we need moving mirror balls, please.
I don't know. It's the extra motorization. They can't do it.
Yeah.
Breaking the budget here.
Yeah.
Do you want to get one of those for the backdrop of this? Should we just get
A mirror ball?
Yeah, it's crushed velvet behind us at this point. I might as well just have a.
I think that'll be a little distracting.
Speak for yourself. So the next part was something I was very much looking forward to, which was the Ghostbusters section of this parade. And I was caught by surprise because leading the charge here was a little Phoebe and Trevor. Well, Phoebe is shorter than Trevor, but Phoebe Spangler and a Trevor Spangler. And then there was also like a random cafe worker covered in slime, which I thought was like funny. And I don't know. I liked it because it added that element of like, I feel like slime and Universal, like the Nickelodeon thing, and everything, it kind of like all reminds me of very classic Universal. I thought whoever they got for the face character for Phoebe was great, because for a second I was like, is McKenna Grace here in this parade? The Trevor, it was good too. It was not weird. I liked it. It was just like so unexpected that I was like taken back. But they also had like Louis Tully from like the original Ghostbusters. He's got the the pasta pot on his head, and then we had an Egon walking around. There was a Winston, and Janine was here, and she's in her classic Janine outfit. Ghostbusters, what do you want? And then the float. Let's talk about this float. The tallest of all the floats.
Tallest of all the floats.
Yeah.
Gozer looked incredible. I think that was my favorite face character of the entire parade.
Yeah.
Well, I take that back. She's up there, right? Maybe she is number one. She looked fantastic. And then the rest of the guys looked great. What is it, a 16-foot tall Stay Puft?
Yeah, I
16?
think it was
25?
taller than that. 16, I was like, that'd be like
25?
No,
I can't remember my facts right now.
It's very tall.
I apologize.
It was very tall, and it was cool because it is like that sort of like Gozer temple, and then you've got like Zool in the gatekeeper, like the dog, the terror dog statues are on the side of it,
and then that library ghost, the iconic jump scare, like just having that on the side by the library building.
What I desperately kind of wish that they would like. You know when like the other parade that they had before this kind of came out, they'd like bring random floats from it out during the day, and they'd do like the little meet and greets.
Yeah.
If they brought this Ghostbuster one out and you could get your picture with like Gozer.
Oh yeah.
Because the Gozer costume and the Gozer character, 100% I agree with it. It's like so cool.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
And and the cool thing too is a bunch of these floats are playing like classic lines from the movies. And stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was really cool.
They were doing a great job.
I also really loved that on the back they had the containment unit, and there was a little mini puff hanging from the
that was so cute
from the unit, and I was just like,
however,
I wonder what was on the other side.
Something is glaringly missing from this segment.
What?
Slimer. And the Ecto-1.
Slimer. The Ecto-1, which was, this is the whole thing. The Ecto-1 purchase that Universal made was the thing that started Ghostbusters are coming back to Universal Studios. And it's wild that after all that, you're like, where's the car?
Yeah. So technical rehearsals comes into play. It is definitely, as far as I know, it's still going to be in the parade.
It did end up raining while the parade was going. Yeah. So it was definitely, not only was it a technical rehearsal.
So I'm assuming Slimer is not on the other side, and Slimer is part of the Ecto-1 element.
I don't know. Slimer could be on the other side.
That's what I'm assuming.
That's the assumption. Okay. This was followed up by what immediately I thought was Stranger Things.
Split second. Thought Stranger Things. Split second.
But it was like three BMX bike riders, or they're on a thing, but no stunts or nothing. They just kind of did the break that they kind of do in the movie. And then another really kind of float that I really enjoyed was this E.T. float, because it's like
gorgeous.
this like house, but like you've got Elliot with E.T. in the basket leading the charge, and then Mike's on the side, and then the friend with the microphones over, or the not the microphones, the headphones over his ears, and then you've got the other one in the tree, and it was like it played the violin music. You got that John Williams score mixed in here.
Oh my goodness!
I was like,
this was
almost crying.
Yes,
like, I'm not even kidding.
This was a pivotal moment for me too. I mean, Ghostbusters was really exciting to see, but then transitioning into the John Williams score and seeing them coming at us on the bikes was emotional. And the face characters again, that brother,
they were really good.
Elliot's brother, I couldn't stop looking at him. I was like, Mike, that looks just like him. That was insane.
Who said you guys could order a pizza? I don't know why that's my favorite quote. A pizza? Who said you guys could order a pizza?
You guys could order a pizza.
Thank you.
Thank you. No,
But I loved the stuff on the back. I loved that there was E.T. spaceship and like the speak and spell.
toys, yeah.
It was so cool.
I really love this float. This is one that I wanted a little more movement. I know the pedals can kind of move, and the performers were just kind of sitting there when the moment they're passing us, but
my friend Lindsay was
I
there.
wonder if the bikes will move or something themselves.
Well, my friend was saying that she was surprised there weren't any stunts because I know they had contacted like a BMX stunt person to offer them, and so like I don't know if we were just in that spot, if it was because of the weather,
Yeah,
or
maybe the
what.
weather.
So we'll have to wait and see. But
Yeah.
this did lead into another classic John Williams score, another classic Steven Spielberg movie, his original blockbuster, Jaws, which was great because I'm positive this man playing Brody is the bartender from Baseline Tap House at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Right, no, this is a Universal show.
But regardless of that,
No, this is another
I
face character
thought-
moment with the mayor and Chief Brody, and
he's got the aviator sort
staring
of
at him
glasses
now.
from the 80s.
that
like,
is absolutely him.
the costumes, the gray wigs. But what I really loved about this section was that it was presented like it was a 4th of July parade. So they had like the
Yes.
drum line.
The marching band and the
Yeah.
Walkers, yeah.
And they had their like costumes. They had who's this? What am I doing? Baton. They had baton twirlers, but everybody's costume was like Jaws inspired, which was really cool. And then you
all
like
red, white,
watch
and
them
blue.
go, and you turn, and
there's
float.
Brucey. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Huge float.
I can't get enough of
this
this
is another
float.
big one. Yeah.
And this is a static float, but there's so much going on. You
Yeah.
just cannot take it all in enough time.
It's-
Like, I love the clever use of them driving the float within the shark cage.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a flawless design.
I kind of love the colors of it too, because I love that it's like really
Yes.
carved out of like ocean waves, and there's a lot of like texture to it. I love that the shark is bloody.
Yeah.
I like that. Like I like that you see
Serving
the buoys. Yeah, and then Quint's up there on the boat, but it's like the broken boat, which is really cool.
Yes. And Quint looked great.
Yeah.
Oh my
he
goodness. He
if
looked
every
straight out the
character-
silver screen.
Yeah, this was like one of the best. This was like such a good.
Oh, I
you know
can't
what
wait
I
to see it
liked
again.
too? Our section was. So it could change because obviously you only get like that little piece for a second.
Right.
It wasn't the dun dun dun. It was a different part of the score, which I liked because it was also like, oh, this part never gets any love either.
Right.
But the float had like the Amityville Island, or sorry, the Amity Island, Amityville, different town.
Very different.
They got their own problems. And then this led into the kind of the big finale scene, I feel like,
Yeah.
which you think maybe was missing a little bit too. But we got a gyrosphere kind of coming down the street. It's not rolling like you think it is. It is on a float. But what took me is that it's kind of like a cracked open one, and then you've got the Justice Smith character from the second movie, from Dominion. Dominion is the second one? No.
Fallen Kingdom?
No, that's the last one.
No, that's the last one.
That's the last one?
Dominion's the second one, though.
Wait, is Fallen Kingdom the last one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't
Whichever one
remember.
is the second Jurassic World movie, it's that character from there. I mean, I like Justice Smith. Well, I think he's in both. He's in the beginning of the third one, too. Then they had what were arguably, I think, maybe not the best character.
Yeah, this was my least favorite face character area.
So it had,
No offense.
I kind of wish, so they had the Claire, the
Owen,
and then,
I forgot her
who's
name.
the third character?
Isn't it her sister?
You don't have a sister? Is it their kid? Is it the clone? Remember they adopt the clone in the second one?
God. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's
Give
the
me
clone.
Ian
I think
Malcolm.
It's the clone. I think it's supposed to be from the third movie.
Give
the
me
second
Ian
film.
Malcolm.
But anyway, I kind of wish it was the Claire from the Jurassic World in the white dress with the high heels. Like, I think
Yeah.
that would have been funny. But
Yeah.
difficult on everyone's feet. But
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually didn't even think the Owen costume was that good. So it's like, but it's also, I really only remember the first Jurassic World, so I don't think they're not representing the first one, they're representing the later ones.
Right.
And so it's like, I haven't watched those ones as much as the first one. But then, we need to talk about this float at the end. This Jurassic Park, it's got the
Talk
Jeep
about
flipped
lump
over.
in my throat.
Oh my God, when it was coming down the street, and I was just like, it's hard because I'm holding the camera and I'm trying not to make noise and I'm trying not to whatever. This is also when it started to rain, and I was like, oh my God.
Immersion.
This dinosaur, I'd argue, is almost the size, if not the size, of the animatronic used in the filming. It's
She's
probably
a
little
big
smaller, but-
puppet. She is a big puppet atop that massive rock work with the crushed flipped over Jeep.
The tail is
Music
wagging.
playing.
The mouth is opening.
The mouth with the jiggly saliva, like the saliva
neck,
strings.
Everything. Yeah,
Oh my
it's like
God,
going,
it
and
was
it's like
so good.
the
It's
eyes
so good.
on this thing. Oh my God, it is like this flow. This is the reason why
towering
this
over
is the finale
you.
too. It's just so good.
It's epic.
It is like, this was the one too where I saw like people running with their phones, like taking the phone out and stuff, just watching the dinosaur.
I'm like, why did it take so long for us to get a really cool dinosaur float? And you can be a Jurassic World fan, but this is a big thing for Jurassic Park fans. I was beside myself. I was just standing there, like trying to record the best I could, but I was also just in awe.
It's just like,
it's beautiful.
The saliva thing is definitely like a big, like, I thought it was strings maybe from the puppet, like I thought it was going to be a puppeted mouth, and it's not. And I was just like, oh my God, it's so good. And I love that it's like through a destroyed like Jurassic paddock, so it's kind of like representative of a lot of it. There is a pterodactyl on the other side of the float, but that is like the finale. I actually feel like us having it in the rain was like this extra special.
Oh yeah,
moment, right?
Well, that's what kind of got me choked up, I guess. I feel so silly to say that about a parade float, but honestly, it started to rain, and then I got it on video too. It was like the moment that I can like rewatch it in my memory and like on my phone. But it was the moment that she opened up her mouth and let out a roar, and I could see like the tendrils of saliva jiggling in her mouth, and water's like coming at us from the rain clouds. And I was like, I'm in the movie right now. Like, this is incredible.
I think that's the thing is for me is that I feel like the parade succeeds a lot in that way where like Universal is very much sort of this thing where you are like, you're supposed to be experiencing the movies, like you're stepping into the movies. And I feel like this float more than anything, it's the same way I sort of remember feeling when I walked through the Ghostbusters house at Hollywood Horror Nights. I remember basically I got to the exit and sort of like crying and being like, I need to call my mom and be like, Mom, I just walked through the movie. and like what an important thing that was for me. But it was like, we used to come to Universal together, when I was a little kid, but also like there's a lot of like really shared memories of Ghostbusters in my house and stuff. And so it's just one of those where it's like, I can't believe it's stuff like this where you are like, this is the special thing that makes these theme parks so incredible. Like that makes them just the reason why you pay this money. Some people don't understand, oh, you go all the time or you do this or that thing. And I was like, it's that thing where you're like, these it comes to life. And it's just like in this way where you're like, nowhere else, and that's the thing that I just love it so much. And so that's why I think the parade succeeds. I definitely would like to see a lot of things with the technical rehearsal, like the music. I would definitely love to see being like pumped through the park. Like one of the best parades I think that Universal does is their Mardi Gras parade, because it is just like the vibe and the atmosphere. It is like pumped out. The music is going. I want that same thing. I think this parade can be that. Because the bits of the music we heard were fun, and it was the right choices of music, and it was just like, and then when it hits you with that gut punch of emotion, and Elliot, there's the part that when he was near us, he like was like, E.T, can you say E.T or Elliot? Like, and I was just like, oh God, I'm like 5 years old watching this movie for the first time,
right.
And it's just like, I don't know. It's good. It got me in the feels. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it got me in the feels as well.
Yeah. What's gonna happen to us when we see the Ecto 1?
I don't know.
It's gonna be a pile of rubble.
I don't know. It literally was. It was. Back to the Future is exciting. I love Back to the Future, but the biggest moments for me was Ghostbusters, Jaws, and then ending with Jurassic, and I was almost a puddle at the end.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, but I also was like, I couldn't keep track of, because my theme park brain, I'm like, okay, there's 13 new floats, and I don't know if we've gotten all 13 yet, so is there any more after Jurassic? Because there was some space in between each float, so I didn't know when it was the last one.
Or if that was
the weather.
When the weather started happening, that's when they were a lot closer, and I was like, I don't know if they were speeding up or if it was because we were at a part where there wasn't something missing.
And I was also expecting to see some of the raptors, which I've heard that might be coming eventually. That's another element that wasn't
I bet Phoebe
working.
and Trevor, or maybe even
there's
Egon,
some raptors
probably
before it,
in
and then the T-Rexes.
In the Ecto 1. So I bet like some of those characters are supposed to be in there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I enjoy it. I think it's definitely worth going to see. I think this is something.
Absolutely.
I think with this,
the Lagoon Show,
the tribute store the way it is right now.
Yeah.
And the crowds are not super crazy right now.
It's just very hot right now.
It is very hot.
So
I think you have to manage that.
Hydrate, wear your sunscreen.
Listen, I'm in the full, like, if you can watch this on YouTube, you can see I am in a full Roosevelt's tuxedo, Jurassic Park themed tuxedo right now, and I gotta tell you, these are that's what I call it when you do the matching shorts on the top.
Oh,
and
okay.
I am like, this is all I want in the summer is to have the matching bottoms with a matching top, because it is just
Honestly.
it is so much lighter.
Yeah.
So I think it is. I think because this parade is only going until November 14th. I think, and who knows if it'll return or not. With that combined with the Lagoon show that is till the end of August, I actually do think this would be a great time if you were kind of on the fence about, do we go this year or do we come next year for Epic Universe? Like, obviously Epic Universe, because there's a brand new theme park, but also like things when they first open are like crazy busy. So it's one of those where it's like, that's up to you as a person to figure out. But I do think if you are on that fence, for me, after seeing this parade and kind of all the offerings that are out there right now, here's the thing about Universal that I like. There's a lot of these things that are out here, and they're not really. Sometimes they take away things to add stuff, but right now, with this massive addition of a theme park, we haven't lost anything really, which I appreciate very much. And so, like, I think it's a great time to maybe think about coming here. But you really do have to be able to handle that heat and humidity, I think.
Yeah.
So
as
just
long as
be
you
careful
schedule
of that.
breaks in AC, maybe plan an afternoon at the
I'm
pool or
talking
something.
fans, reusable water bottles,
Pool time.
ponchos, pool time. Yeah, the Universal has a ton of resorts. I mean, Universal is in the resorts game right now. I think it's a lot. So if that is something you're thinking about doing, don't forget about Dreams Unlimited Travel. You can reach out to one of those amazing agents over there. You get a free and no obligation quote, meaning you can ask how much it is, and they won't tell. They will tell you. They won't tell you. They won't force you to book it. But yeah, thank you, Chloe, for your thoughts and feelings on this.
Of course.
Thank you, everybody out there, for watching or listening. If you are watching this on YouTube and you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, click that bell. You'll get notified whenever we put out any sort of new content on this channel. Of course, if you have any questions about the parade, please leave those in the comment section as well. And if you are listening to this, rate and review this podcast whenever you have a chance. If you're able to, if you're remembered to, that'd be great and wonderful. And, we will be back soon with more of this Universal show, and
Look a little different.
a new improved set, I think, or a different set. I don't want to say new and improved, but Craig was a big fan of the curtains. I've been sending him pictures of the updates as we go.
Glad we have his approval.
Yeah, and thank you out there for the continued support. But we got to go because it's actually pretty late at night right now. Thank you, everybody, for your time. We'll see you soon. Bye. Remember, we did change the name. But I'm not going to say that anymore as the outro because that's Craig's. I'm just going to say, be excellent to each other.
Ooh, that's a good one.